Hello, everybody. This is Paul Pona. It's been a while since we've been live. I'm super excited to talk about something exciting today. So, all of you folks are already familiar with video creation and graphic design, and basically any kind of agency work that you're doing requires you to go to the next level when it comes to providing your clients more value. So, today I have a treat for you. We've been working on a brand new application for a while now called Design Beast, and you'll see details, that logo there right here, and we're giving away a lot of cool prizes, bonuses, and all that good stuff for just registering for a free webinar that we have. This is where you need to go to, okay? And if you need the link, you can post in the chat box as well. If you can hear me okay and all that stuff, I'll send you the link as well so you can click on it and register. I'm giving away 20 free copies of this technology. I'll be probably giving 40 by the end of it all, and maybe even hundreds. Let's see. Last time I've done that. So it's going to be awesome. There's going to be a lot of cool bonuses, prizes, and all that stuff. I'm super excited about this one because it solves 6 major issues. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 6. And I'll talk about 6 major issues that you're facing when it comes to animation, when it comes to helping your clients out, and also how you can generate a revenue stream very, very quickly. And more importantly, application is all great. It's awesome. I've been working on it for a long time. I think almost a year and a half. Way before the whole COVID thing. It's in 2019 we've been working on it. And what's exciting about this, and I want to talk about this because one of the key problems people have all the time is they don't understand the dynamics of how to build a successful agency, because you got to be the go-to person for everything, right? If I'm going for an e-commerce business, I need to make sure that that e-commerce business comes to me. I do everything to help that e-commerce business out. So what I mean by that is, let me actually show you my screen here real quick, and then we'll talk about this in step-by-step detail, basically, hopefully plan permitting here. Let's see here. All right, so let me share my screen here real quick. So what I mean by that is, so if we go in here, let's see. And by the way, if you have any issues hearing me, all that stuff, you can post in the chat box. And in the chat box today, I'll be selecting one person and I'm going to give them $50 just for commenting here. So randomly pick. And this is going to be over the next 48 hours or 24 to 48 hours. So the chance of you are very high. I'm going to just pick one winner and I'm going to give you $50. I'll announce it in the next 48 hours or so. And hopefully that's you. I just want to make things engaging and fun, basically. That's my major goal here. All right. So let me show you this one here, really. All right, cool. So I'm in Fiverr.com, right? So if I did something simple like background removal, right? One of the key things, right? Why do we need to do background removal? See, with Amazon and e-commerce and all that stuff, like what I'm going to show you these 2 examples, a lot of people don't realize this, but check this out. If you look at these bicycles and all that, right? All these products, right? Check carefully. All of them have what we like to call a transparent background, or like in this case, a white background. They don't come like that, right? So if I go into Google and I just go to Google and just search for something like shoes, you're not going to see just everything to be, like that, right? So sometimes you'll see shoes like this, right? Something like this. You want to remove the background because you can now use it. Sometimes you'll see something like this. Sometimes you're going to see images like this, right? It's not going to be purely like this, but this is what Amazon requires. This is what eBay requires. This is what Walmart requires. This is what a lot of these e-commerce platforms require, right? To make that sale come through, because otherwise it looks really not so pretty, right? As you can imagine. So this is what I kind of wanted to talk about today, so that we kind of talk about a solution, right? Now let's look at how much people are charging for that. 20 images, right? They're charging $5 here, right? If you want faster, it's going to be that. What if we can do hundreds of these, right? Stuff like this without paying any monthly fees, per image fees, and all that mumbo jumbo stuff. Well, Design Beast, the technology that you see down there, well, to my top right, and the one you can see right below, allows you to create this type of stuff, right? And you can do as many as you want. No need for you to do any mumbo jumbo stuff like selecting the edges and all that nonsense. You just put the image and it'll automatically remove the background. Pretty awesome. I'll show you how that looks like in just a second. But you go into here, 50 background photos, 25 per person or whatever, $5. And then you can scroll down and then you see this, right? 150 for 30. Pretty awesome, right? I mean, this could be a really good revenue stream for you, especially you want to quickly generate a revenue stream for yourself, your business. But this is the thing. In Fiverr, you're getting the lowest of low kind of clients, right? Generally, why would somebody need something like this? Well, if you're doing an ad, you're doing a product for e-commerce or something like that, it's very useful. But also if you scroll down here, it also gives you flexibility. to add any backgrounds as well. I'll show you this one just really quickly. So in this case here, right, before and after, you see how you change the background of this person here from these palm trees and all that stuff. You changed it to this, like a beach, right? This is another advantage, because if you're looking to create social media marketing, social media posts, or even YouTube thumbnails and all that stuff, this is very critical, right? I can take an image of you or your client or something, and I can superimpose them and create beautiful thumbnails, right? That is the power of this, okay? Now, this is just one issue. It solves a lot of issues. It's just one as an example. Now, the reason why this is so powerful, right, is, again, you can even go in here and you can see there's tons and tons of this stuff, but you can use it with automation. It's a lot more powerful. So let me show you what I mean by that and how easy this is. So let's actually go here. This is the application here, right? So let's scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Let's go to the background removal here. I'll show you the other ones too, by the way, but pretty cool. And again, I'm giving away more than 20 free copies, probably 40. Your chances are very high. You got to go there to sign up now. Or if you're having trouble going to that link or whatever, post in the chat box. From somebody from my team or myself will actually send you that, basically that link, right, to go register. So like basically here, right, you go in here, select an image to remove the background automatically. You can just upload any image, really, not really that complicated. So actually, let me share with you that screen. But before I do that, let me actually show you that, because my screen is not showing here. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Excelente. All right. All right. So basically, right, if you wanted to, for example, do anything here, right? So let me show you real quick here. Let me stop sharing this screen and then share this screen. And then it's a lot of screen sharing here. All right. There you go. Perfect. Now it's going to show up. So you can upload any image, right? You just select any image to upload and it'll automatically remove the background of that image. No need for you to do any edge tracing or drawing around the object and all that mumbo jumbo stuff. You just select one thing and it's automatically done, right? And so actually, let me refresh it, start from the very beginning. But yeah, so this is an example, right? This is me and this is removed completely, right? If you want to do another one, like real quickly, let me actually upload another image. But you see this, right? And if I want to edit it further, I can do that too. So you see here, I had the beach background for myself and all that. Here, it's completely removed, right? And you can edit it further. You can remove elements and all that stuff. It takes like 1 second, right? No need to fiddle around with anything. And it's all artificial intelligence powered. So you could do unlimited amount of these technically, right? Check this out. If you want to do anything else, so let's say you download an image, right? So let me actually go in here. Let's go to Google and download an image, right? So couple walking on beach. Right? Okay, cool. So we have these two couple. Well, let me actually pick a really good one here that we can use. Oh yeah, this looks, well, all these are like, they're like weird. So let's pick one which is like your standard normal image without all these. Wow, okay. All of these have these watermarks. That's why I'm looking at one without the watermark, actually. Yeah, this one looks nice. Okay, cool. This is a couple walking on the beach. So you can just save this image, right, wherever you want. Okay, and then all you have to do is upload this image, right? You save it here like so. I'm going to download. Okay, in my downloads folder. And then you just go in here and you can upload that image. So let me actually do that right now. So let me actually open up my folder here. And then you can just go in and then upload that. So we can just go in and upload that image, right? And then this one right here, right? This one I just showed you. Let's upload that. Let me go in and actually bring that out here real quick and show you. This is how easy it is. It takes like a couple of seconds. You just download it, you do multiple images at once if you want to do it. That's pretty cool too. But let's see here. All right. And the beauty is, by the way, right? The idea is that because of the fact that it's artificial intelligence powered, it doesn't really require much from you. Does that make sense? Like you don't have to do anything at all. So this is why it is so powerful. Does that make sense? This is why it's so powerful. Because oftentimes what happens is that people generally, they kind of slow things down by trying to do it on their own and they mess things up. I do it all the time, right? You leave people to their devices, then it's not gonna help. So yeah, this one. right? It's uploading right now. I just uploaded from my computer. Too many images for me, millions of images I have in my computer. So it takes time. But anyway, you see this, right? Pretty awesome, right? And if you want to edit it further, you want to remove that water, you can do that too. And if you want to search for something else, like let me show you another example. And the beauty is you can do as many as possible, and artificial intelligence will do it. It's pretty much as good as it's gonna get right now in the marketplace, because what we do is every time you create an image, and it'll take that knowledge, right? It's called machine learning, and it's gonna make it even better and better and better. Which is pretty awesome, right? Because that means there's no need for you to think, let the application do all the thinking for you. Pretty awesome. And anyway, like I said, I'm giving away, people are going to be posting comments below how you like it, how you want to use this. Yeah, this is giving you some opportunities here and that sort of thing. I'm giving a ton of options here where I'm going to be giving away $50 to somebody just for posting here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully that's you, right? I'm going to be rooting for you. Let's see. All right. So the cool thing is, all right, and I'm going to show you this right now real quick, that you can use this for any images, by the way, anything out there, okay? And it's gonna get smarter and smarter the more images you throw at it, okay? Isn't that cool? The more images you throw at it, it gets smarter and smarter. Let me show you an example. I'll put another image here, right? And it's uploading here real quick. I actually downloaded it just now in this section here. And then it does the whole thing. I don't need to. Like, say, for example, normally what happens is, right, let me show you this. Normally what happens is, this is the couple, right, walking on the beach. Normally what happens is, and I've seen this again and again, is people have to like draw things over around the object, something like this. And then you gotta do some tracing and all that stuff. Like I gotta do all this nonsense, right? It just takes forever and it never comes out good, right? Because how can you really remove these gaps, right? These gaps that I'm showing you here. So this prevents that. It's pretty awesome, right? And then you can even edit this, and you can click on edit, and you can change things over a little bit. You can brush things out. Like if you don't want the edges a little bit, you can crop these edges like this, stuff like that. Pretty awesome, right? And you can download it and you're good to go. And you can do as many as you want, basically, and start charging clients money. And right now people are selling this stuff on Fiverr, just the cheapest area. But if you're an e-commerce business owner you're working for and all that stuff, it's even more powerful, right? And the other cool thing, which I wanted to show you actually, is that's just one of them, right? I mean, you can go back to the dashboard here. And the other cool one here is that you can also create really awesome mock-ups, okay? These are basically, you know, your t-shirt mock-ups and all that stuff. Like you can go in here, actually, I'll show you real quick. And again, if you have any questions and stuff, you can do. So this is book covers. Any publishers, book publishers, you want to create book covers, you can do that. There's 7,000 templates. It's insane, right? Because that's why it took us so long. Let me write that down so people that need to understand. There's 7, 1, 2, 3 plus templates. Isn't that cool? And we keep adding more of them all the time, right? Obviously. So that's the highest number of templates right now in the marketplace that were crafted and designed for people to start using right away. And so you have, for example, you know, all these other ones, brochures, certificates, coupons, Facebook ads, right? A lot of times, you know, it's not about graphic design per se. It's a question of like, okay, a client asked me for this thing. Where do I quickly create one? Like, so for example, a physical therapist, right? I have right here, right? Let me just click over here. You're trying to work for a client who's a physio, right? Well, you can immediately start using this, one of these templates, and start creating it, right? Of course, I know you've seen stuff like this, but what's cool about this is you have 7,000 templates with ability to create all these cool things, right? And change things over and all that stuff. And also the other beautiful part is that even here you have the transparency for images, layering, bring to front, bring to back, deleting objects, all that cool stuff. You can go days and days on this, but pretty awesome, right? And you can even resize these things to different formats. Like I have this Facebook ads here, I can resize it to another format and all that kind of good stuff, right? But what I wanted to show you specifically, if you go back here, actually, is, let me show you this. You go in here, right? And we go view all. Right? Yeah, so you have album covers for musicians, if you have musician clients, book covers, brochures, certificates, coupons, Facebook ads, Facebook covers. Facebook covers are really cool. I'll show you a strategy, okay? A lot of people don't know this. Facebook covers right now are the most engaging things you or your client can do right now. There is like a, if you will, strategy where if you put a URL, right? Like if I create an image right now and I put a URL in it, Facebook doesn't give me much engagement or reach. But if I put a Facebook cover for a client or anything, I can even put a URL and it gets as much of a reach as, for example, an ad, right? Like a Facebook ad where you're spending money. So this is why Facebook covers are really powerful. Like if you put a Facebook cover and you change it every couple of days or whatever for yourself, for your client, your reach is going to be extraordinary. That's why it's so powerful to do that. I do it all the time. And that's my secret weapon these days when it comes to actually getting a lot of engagement for my posts and stuff for my clients and myself. Because right now that's the problem, right? How do you go through all that noise right there, right? So that's why. Now, this is a good question, right? Paul, would you say Canva is your biggest competitor? Not really. Canva, the problem is that it's designed for stuff like this. Like this is one Canva, right? We have 6 different applications, and I just covered the surface. So while I'll not say that we are better than Canva, right, in terms of this design element of it, I'd say very equivalent, right? But what we are good at is we have 5 other different options that Canva does not have. Does that make sense? I'll talk about that as we go along. And obviously, Canva, a lot of people don't know, is a $1 billion company, right? So they spend hundreds of millions of dollars developing their application. Now, this Google Ads. Now, the reason why you have Google Ads and Facebook Ads separated is what happens is that Google Ads have a different format, right? And if you are able to do this format, you're gonna have bigger reach, okay? This is the thing a lot of people don't realize. Like one of the things that we recommend and we teach you, right, is how do you run ads for clients, right? And start charging them $500, $2,000 or more per month, or do a profit share where you get 10% of their sales, right? The problem is a lot of people get stuck in the creatives aspect of it, meaning you can run ads, but how do you create something, right? So that's something that I wanted to kind of talk about today, which is this solves that issue, okay? Because we've done hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of different campaigns. Now this is Instagram, same thing. The thing with Google and Instagram is very tiny in terms of the dimensions. You see this? 1080 by 1080, while Google is 250 by 250. You see that? Small stuff like this matters, okay? Or else you're not gonna get accepted. Instagram stories, invitation cards, letterheads, right? For resumes or job postings, whatever. LinkedIn posts. LinkedIn is pretty hot right now. And LinkedIn has a certain format. It's just 1200 by 628. So we created special templates only for that. Pinterest ads, posters, right? Posters would be like if you want any viral posts and all that stuff right here. And then resume, as you can see, social media kits. Now this social media kit is different social media platforms, not just one, right? And then you got tickets, Twitter posts. I can keep going on YouTube thumbnails. Just YouTube thumbnails alone, you can get your foot in the door, right? You can say, I'll create 5 YouTube thumbnails for your videos and just hire me for free. And you can get clients to come to you because of that. Does that make sense? And also announcements, invoices, Facebook posts, infographics, YouTube banners, Instagram posts, web banners, mockups. This is pretty cool. I love this stuff, which is basically these t-shirts. You can put anything you want on these t-shirts and other types of mockups, right? You see the mockup landscape, pretty awesome. And then you have banners and all that good stuff. And there's tons more, actually. I could keep going on. 7,000 templates means it could take me 7,000 minutes to go through. So we don't want to waste our efforts there. But that's just one of them, right? Other cool thing I want to show you is really cool. Let me actually go back here. Okay, let me go to the dashboard. All right, cool. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the logo factory, and then I'll show you one other cool thing because I can keep going on and on. But one of the problems, right? Again, foot in the door strategy. We talk about clients, right? Foot in the door strategy. A lot of business owners, they don't have a proper logo. And the thing is that if you created, like if you sat and you created a logo and you spent hours and hours and hours and hours doing it, the thing is that the business owner might say, hey, look, I don't like the logo you created. Can you do me another type of a logo? So the thing is that you don't want to waste your time there. So if you want to do a quick thing here, I can just say, you can say, for example, let's see here, Power Real Estate Agency or whatever, real estate brokerage, right? Right? And then you can say, we sell houses fast, let's say, okay? That's the company name. Now click create logo. Let's say you want initial, signature, graphical. I want graphical. Click next. Choose a niche. I have some niches here. And even if you don't have a niche here, it doesn't matter. It's going to figure it out based on the topics you search automatically. Now click create logo. Automatically what it's going to do now is it's going to create, hear me out here, it's going to create 50 different variations of the logos here. Now don't you agree with me? If you have a client, right, it's going to be pretty cool. If you have a client, if you showed them all these options, it's super, super powerful, right? Does that make sense? Super, super powerful, right? This is exactly the beauty here, okay? So when you give your clients all these choices, it gives you the ability to get that sale, right? Now, if I go back here real quick, I want to show you something else. You can even have it like initials here, like so. And then you can say power real estate, and it's going to do something like this. You see all the logos, and you can load more, load more, load more. I've been wanting to create an application like this myself for a long time now, and this solves that issue. Does that make sense? Because now when I can give my clients all these, and of course I can edit things here. See, if I go in here, you can go back and I can edit it, change the font, maybe make it smaller, bigger. You see like this one right here. I wanted to make it smaller, bigger, or whatever. I can do that. Okay, pretty powerful, right? Very, very powerful, as you can see here. Now, that is the beauty here. So now I can obviously zoom it out, zoom it in, change the font here, change the font size. You see this, right? So we can do all cool things like this, right? That means that you give your clients more choices. The more choices you get, the more sales you're gonna make, right? Obviously. That's the other one. Of course, I can keep going on and on in detail on this, obviously, right? Now, the other thing I want to show you, which is the really, really cool one, is, well, two of them, but let me show you this one. This is basically the live motion photo animator or video animator. Well, this is pretty cool, okay? So what you can do is you can convert photos into motion videos with animations and all that, or you can also convert your photos into motion animation photos. I'll show you the difference between both. This is more 3D, and this is more, if you will, adding animations to it. 3D means you have that 3D visual effect around it. And this one is super simple, right? Like you can go in and get any image, right? And you can upload that image. And I'll show you actually the before and after for this one. Just give me a sec so that you get an idea, and then we'll run through this real quick. And then it's going to be pretty cool. All right, let me show you actually. Before and after. Okay, cool. Let me play this. All right, you see this? So you see the animation. So you have the car, you have the bike, and then you see that smoke effect, right? So you can create this kind of stuff off of any image. Now, this is just one variation. You have the other one, which is a 3D one. I'll get to that in just a second. But pretty awesome, right? Now, how do we create something like this? Let's talk about that one. Let me come back to the screen here. So how do you create something like this? Well, all you got to do, right, to create something like this is you just go in and you pick the image that you want, right? So for example, if I wanted to create any image I want, let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so let's say I wanted to create an image, right? Let me show you that. Okay. And let me show you the image here. All right, you see this, right? So if you create an image, something like this, and you pick, oh, well, let me actually add this to stream. Yeah, you create an image, you'd select that image, right? Like so. And then after you've done that, you can go and you can get up and running. So how you do this? So let me show you this really cool. You select this one, and then you select the landscape or portrait or whatever, click proceed. Okay, and now all you have to do is two things. One is you can choose the pinpoints. So meaning, what are we not animating and what are we animating? Okay, so for example, if I don't want to animate the bike, I just pick the pinpoints here. So I just select it. Doesn't have to be perfect, by the way. No worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I just selected around this bike, like say for example, something like this, right? Super easy. I just isolate this bike out of it, and I'm going to only animate the smoke, let's say, right? That's why we are trying to do this. Okay, something like this. Now you want to isolate the car as well. You do it like this, okay? So that means what happens is the car is going to be static. The smoke, let's say we want to animate, so it just doesn't have to be perfect. Again, like I said, you do the best you can. It takes you 2 seconds here. And then you isolate that. Pretty cool. And then once you've isolated that, you just go and you click this draw direction, the first option right here. And then you just have to, where do you want the smoke to come? So I'll say this one, 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 this one. Something like this, right? Like this, like this, like this, like this, right? Like this, stuff like this. You get my point, right? And then this will basically animate that smoke around the objects, right? And you can even do the direction, by the way. I'm doing all of these like this, but if you wanted to do anything in a different direction, so if I go undo, like let's go back here. And if I wanted to just do this this way, I can do that too. See these arrows? I can place them here, and then that means that that smoke will disperse that way. So all I have to do after that, I just click play. You see this? Pretty awesome, right? The effect. And it took me like 2 seconds. Now, if you wanted to add more things, right? So you want to change the animation speed like this, you want to reduce it, you can play around with this speed here. And then you can add text here, add your own images here. You can even add more effects. So for example, if you wanted to add birds here playing around, you see this? You can add the birds animation, and then you can, move those elements here, and you can export it. And of course, you can play it if you wish, or you can delete the birds if you don't like it. You get the point here, right? And again, you can move the birds around. So if I want the birds, let's see, somewhere around here, I can do that. Okay. So I can do that too. And then now I can play, you see, pretty awesome, right? And so you can do effects like this as well for any image, any photo, and then add that effect to really make it even cooler. And then once you're done, you click export, and then you're good to go. And so easy, right? I mean, it's super straightforward. Nothing really complex. And it took me 1 second to do. So the idea here, and this is very important, it's not just about, oh, it's so cool. It has an impact here. What happens is oftentimes, right, when we ask for clients or even our own projects we're working for, we come with static images, right? Because it's not like we have videos created. It's not like we have like this really good camera equipment and all that stuff. So the only option we have 90% of the time is we have a really boring image. Now we want to make that count because we were running it as an ad. We're posting it on social media. We're trying to get engagement from that content, right? Or even a blog post, even if it is on like sending a message to somebody, right? And you send it this way, like a text message or WhatsApp message or whatever. It's much more powerful because it elicits engagement. Does that make sense? So that's why this is so powerful. That's why it's so easy to do. I mean, you can use it for any business. You could use it for water effects. You can use it for clouds. And if you want to go a step further, you can even add more. You can add snow here. You see this? We have, for example, fire effect, right? If you want to add fire, you can do that. I mean, it's probably good at nighttime, but you can add this as well, right? Pretty awesome. Isn't that cool? And of course, you can move this fire thing around wherever you want it. Something like, let's say to the edge here. You can do that too. So you see this, right? Pretty awesome. So you can add these effects. Now, the reason why this is powerful is it was a boring image first. Now you added it and made it into a video that's extraordinarily powerful, right? And the other cool thing that you can do, let me go back here and let's go back to that one again, is this 3D motion photos where you can actually add 3D effects to that image, okay? Now, this is cool because 3D is, the object keeps moving and you give that 3D dimensional look to it. This is really powerful, especially if you have an image where nobody is doing anything. It's like a pretty boring static image. You can do some really cool things with it. Let me actually show you an example of this one. Now, the reason why this one is so powerful is it can allow you to do some really cool things. So let me actually drop this image right here. Give me a sec here. Let me add my image here. Yeah, cool. All right. So let me explain to you why this is so powerful. You click here. All right. So this is an image with the girl in the mountain, right? Nothing really fancy. Now you see this, right? I can now select different elements of it and animate this image, okay? So I can go and I can brush around the edges again, and I can get this image to animate, okay? And that's all. That's all there really is. It takes me 2 seconds. I can add around it. I can even select the elements that I want. I can either do the object here, the person, or anything around that person as well. So the impact is, let me actually show you this. It's even really cool. So how it looks like, let me show you the actual output of this one. It's actually really cool. So how it looks is something like this. Let me play this. Right? You see that? Pretty awesome, right? Where you're adding that 3D effect to that person. And of course, you can do a lot of cool things with this, and you can move things around and it feels like that person is moving and all that good stuff. So pretty awesome, right? So this is the kind of stuff that you can do. Super easy to do. You can change the brush size. That's it. Artificial intelligence, all that stuff, mumbo jumbo stuff is sorted. Okay. And there is one more I kind of wanted to show you, but it can keep going on and on, but super powerful application, right? You can even use this image editor to do some really cool things. Like for example, you can add filters, remove acne or any blemishes from the face, that kind of thing, all that good stuff with this one. But the other one I want to show you is this magic object removal, okay? What this does, it's super cool, okay? So let me actually do this, yeah, this one. magic object removal, right? So let me show you how this looks like. It's super cool. So what you can do is, let me actually play this one around and show you so that you can get an idea. So what you can do is you can upload any photo and remove the objects from that photo. This is only can be done right now by I think Photoshop, and nothing else compares out there. So you can do anything. So for example, how do we say, yeah, let's go through that beach photo that I showed you, because I actually want to show you some examples. All right, so remember those two couple walking on the beach, right? So we could do that where, let's actually get this photo for us. The two couple walking on the beach. Where was that one? Let's get this here. Okay, excellent. So here you go. We have that right here. Excellent. So now the idea is with this one too, is you can get pretty much any photo, any image, and then get that image to kind of remove any element out of the picture. So for example, something like this. You drop this image, right? And you wanted to remove the people from it, you can remove it, right? Does that make sense? So you can remove any element like that. So you can remove the people, you want to remove any objects like that, you can do that too. Let me do something really cool though. Let me show you something really cool so that it'll give you an idea of how powerful something like this is, okay? So let me actually, this is like basic stuff. Let me actually show you something even cooler. Let me actually go back here. If I can, that is. All right, yeah, awesome. So now let's go back here and let's do our little monk. This, I love this photo, right? That's why I kind of want to show you this so that it can actually show you what you can achieve. Yeah, so this is the monk in front of Buddha. All right, so now what you can do is you can actually select the brush and then select the monk here like so, right? That's it, nothing much there. And then you can remove the monk out of this photo completely. Okay, so let me show you. It's gonna take a few seconds. Again, we're using something called machine learning and artificial intelligence. You see this image right here? Monk is gone, right? Actually, let me show you. Yeah, so this part right here, you see the monk is not there. So you can download it. If you want, you can edit it further too, but pretty awesome, right? How fast that is. And you can do it for any amount of photos or anything you wish, really, at the end of the day. And that's what makes it super powerful, right? So again, you can edit it further again, you can do all kinds of cool stuff, but super easy to download. Why is this powerful? Well, in some cases, what happens is, again, you got to work with what you're given, right? In many cases, a business owner, a client, or somebody else is, or even you for that matter, you're given whatever you're given, right? Like you're going to be given an image many times. Like even if I go into here, right? Say for example, you wanted to do an something for a house, right? So let's say you're doing house for sale, luxury, I don't know, something. So what happens many cases, right? You'll not have these professional photos given to you, right? In many cases, what's going to happen is it's going to be an image that's taken off of a cell phone, or it's going to be taken off of something, right? So for example, you're going to be given something like this, right? Now it's good, but you see these stones here in the bottom, right? So what I'm trying to show you is this. If I go in here, let me show you. Yeah. So if you go in here, so this is what I want to show you. The stone stuff in the bottom, right? You want to remove this stone right here in the bottom, right? Or any one of these photos which are not perfect. Well, you can do that. You can remove objects and then it just make it a little bit more prettier. In some cases, you might have some furniture or a bench or something that you don't want the end client, like this towel here, right? I don't like this towel being here, right? It looks bad. I want to remove that towel. I can remove it. So basically what's happening is in real life scenarios, you will actually, you know, be able to do some really cool things to do that. Now, this one is funny. Somebody made this post. This is perfect for couples that broke up if they want to remove their boyfriend from that photo or girlfriend or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. And it's also not that, but that's a funny example. But yeah, which is you don't want to be stuck with, you know, some type of a photo where you cannot do much with it, and nobody's an expert at Photoshop and all these other mumbo jumbo stuff where you gotta go through a university to learn it. And even there are subscription monthly things right now, right? So it's not only hard to use, but also you need subscription and all that, right, to make it work. That's why it's so powerful. You don't have to do all this mumbo jumbo stuff to make it work, which is excellent. I love that part. That's why it took us so long, because every element here that you see, behind the scenes, we're using a lot of technologies to make it happen. Because imagine all you are doing is you're selecting this monk here in a way, right? But in real life, what we have to figure out is where is the monk located in that image? What are the details in that, like the stone here, the sky here, and all that to fill in, right? This to be filling the blanks and all that. So there's a lot of work that goes behind it. So it has real use cases because of that, right? So in a way, this is a really cool application. It does 6 different things. It does a lot more than that. I could keep going on and on in all the different cool things that we can do. But what I wanted to talk about, okay, this is important. So let me get back my screen here. And what I'm going to do is right below here, you see designbeast.io/free copy. I want you to register there. I'm going to be giving away a lot of free copies. Hopefully that's you. And I'm going to get a lot of cool bonuses. And I'm going to be doing a webinar just like this one where I'm going to talk about some cool things and some cool things I have for you on top. It's worth attending that one. But ideally, what I wanted to also talk about here, which is very important, is a tool is only as good as the training that is provided for it, right? So for example, see, today I showed you some examples here. It took me like maybe 20, 30 minutes to go through it. But if I can show you that every single week, step by step, so that you actually have an action plan to follow, then it makes your life much more easier, right? Because now, okay, I know what to do. I know where to go. I know how to make use of it. That is the kind of structure I want you to do. Because see, oftentimes what happens, right? I'll give you a perfect example. One of the key problems is everybody knows what needs to be done. They don't know how it needs to be done, right? And oftentimes we cover it up saying, oh yeah, just get somebody to do it or whatever. But you get paid for the solutions you provide, right? So for example, there's tons of these if you will, if you go in right now to many of these places online and stuff, like there's a lot of these job boards or whatever, like if you wanted to be a social media manager, right? And that's a remote work job, right? So like if you go in right now, right? So you go in, and I'll show you this actually in my screen right now. It's going to help you out a lot actually. So let me share my screen here. All right, one more time. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you see this, right? We have social media manager, part-time manager, social media content and branding, right? And this is why I'd like to talk about like how the world works, okay? Most of the people, they want a social media manager who'll create the content and publish that content and does all the creative elements of that, right? They're not just looking for somebody who will just go and click a few buttons and post content. They want you to create the content, right? Now, when you're coming to create content, you're going to ask the client, hey, look, can you give me some material that I can work with, right? Oftentimes that material sucks, right? It's going to be an iPhone photo, or it's going to be not even existent. So here, by doing all the cool things, you're converting a photo into video, which means you can amplify the effects of that. You're converting a photo into 3D photo, which is even more cooler because it's going to be animated. Then you're also removing backgrounds from photos, and you're changing the dimensions of that stuff for social media. So it gives you the flexibility where you can go after a job like this one, right? And it's saying temporarily remote, okay? Meaning you can work from anywhere in the world. Now, you see this, right? Experience with industry relevant tools. Manage various content and social media related weekly and monthly. So you see my point, right? Not only do they want to publish content, but you want you to create the content. Let me repeat that again. Create that content. And to create that content, you need creativity, obviously. But the problem is, a lot of times you give up. You're like, I'm not a creative person. I just give up, right? I don't know what to do. I'm just not even going to bother. I'm going to go for something that's going to be like a $50 job or a $5 job on Fiverr. But there's all these posts, like where I'm from in Toronto, there's, look at this, how much stuff here, right? Brand loyalty manager, social media manager here, remote. Everything is remote here. You see this one, right? Enjoys collaborative and understands digital marketing, right? And there's another one, right? Hospitality industry, remote. Everything is remote here, you see? So there's no reason why you cannot apply to any one of these and actually get paid if you have the tools to create it, right? And you have the training, which is what we provide, which is a lot more important than the tools. And anybody can create a tool, no matter how cool the tool is, how valuable it is, how easy, how affordable it is, irrelevant. The training, right? Because if you can go here and apply, one of the key things is a lot of people actually don't know what to do next, okay? What do I do? How do I apply? What happens next? And you get stuck, right? So that's where we provide the training. You're going to be getting obviously as a part of Design Beast, right? Where you have the step-by-step instructions on, okay, you created something, or even if you applied for something, you're not like a deer in front of a headlight, right? You know exactly what to do, how to deliver that service, how to deliver that, and actually provide value to the marketplace, right? Now, I know we talk about a lot of agency stuff where you can do this for clients. That's because building a business from scratch takes a lot more longer. But if you have your own business, you understand the value of something like this, right? Right now, content is king or queen online, right? The more content you can publish, the more you can create, the more it is that you're going to actually get traction, right? And the more traction you get, the more attention you get, the more money you're going to make. There's no question about it. It's a fact. So if you understand that, then you can create thousands of pieces of content that looks professional, like a pro did it. And more important than that, you're doing different variety of content. And more important than that, you have the training on exactly how to be a high value content producer, right? Which is, instead of just looking at yourself as an image editor or a photo creator or a background removal for an image, you're actually a creative person, right? A creative person gets paid a ton of money on the internet because a lot of people don't have the creativity, right? No matter what tool you use, whatever. Tools will help you with that creative aspect, and our training is going to help you with the actually revenue generation. Okay, so that's the thing. Now I know some of you folks, I have some questions as well, and I'll try to answer them as we go along with it. This is really innovative, and my goal is very simple. I want to give you the best tools for the best possible price, even if we don't make much profit off of it, because at the end of the day, with volume, see, this is the thing a lot of people don't realize, right? And I kind of wanted to explain this in detail. So one of the things is, right, let me open up this application real quick. So here, right, as an example with this magic object removal, right, my actual cost to make this happen is extraordinarily expensive. But where we can justify it is if I can get 7,000 people to buy it, it becomes viable for me because of economies of scale, right? So this is the reason why you'll see we don't price ourselves like really expensive recurring subscriptions like Canva or Photoshop or whatever, or even hard to use stuff. What I believe in is if I can increase the number of people we can reach, just because of that, it becomes viable for us, actually, ironically enough. Because what happens is our server cost, right, starts off at something like $20,000 a month, okay? Just starts off at $20,000. A lot of people don't realize this, but our server costs are like $20,000 a month to start off with. So meaning if I go in here and I'm paying, if you will, $20,000 a month, right? The problem then now becomes if I get 100 people, it's not enough, right? It doesn't even move the needle. But if I actually get more than $100 a month, 100 people, I can get 5,000, 10,000 people, it makes it all worthwhile because our cost is going to be stagnant. Okay, this is something a lot of people don't realize. It's absolutely phenomenally powerful, and that's the reason why we actually have such great feedback, and that's why we get so many customers from around the world buy from us all the time. It's because we believe in this logic, which is at a certain level, your costs of creating the application, maintaining the application, the server costs, because it's all web-based. It's not something you load from your computer, meaning it relies on your computer speed. It relies on your how good your hardware is, right? It doesn't really matter all that stuff, right? Here it's all in the cloud, so we are actually doing all the work for you. But the thing I wanted to explain to you is our costs are off at 20,000 per month. Okay, that's about what 240,000 per year or something like that, right? So the idea then is, right, and this is something a lot of people don't realize, the idea then is ultimately you, for that matter, right, you get the benefit of not having to spend that kind of money like anybody else, right? Does that make sense? So that is the power here. That is what you can do, which is extraordinarily powerful, as you can imagine. So let me actually show you one other cool thing here real quick, if I can actually. So that this will justify the point I'm trying to make, because nobody in this industry does this. And it's unfortunate actually, because I could show so many cool things and then I kind of miss out on showing this to people and then they don't understand this aspect. So let me show you this actually real quick, if I can, hopefully. All right, excellent. All right, so yeah, I have it opened up here. Excellent. Right. Okay, let me show you this. Yeah, not many people want to show this to you, but check this out. Okay, so this is my Google account. We actually use Amazon as well. So let me actually share my screen here real quick if I can. Okay. All right, excellent. All right, so this is the account. So let me actually show this to you. Yeah, Excellent. So yeah, what I wanted to show you this is not many people show you this stuff, but end of this month forecast is $15,237, right? For this is my Google account. Obviously, it's my real account, blah, blah, blah. The reason why I wanted to show this to you is this is the kind of cost that we're starting off with, right? With our applications that we create in our servers. Nobody shows you this stuff because they don't spend this kind of money. They're like, oh, somebody's going to use it for a week and then they're going to forget about our application. So then we're going to make all our money, right? We have applications that have been updating for over more than even 7-8 years now. So anyway, what I'm trying to explain to you is this is our cost, right? 15,237. So if we get, whether we get 200 people or we get 7,000 people, this needle is going to move very little. It's going to move from 15,000 to 16,000 maybe. So for me, if I can give it at an affordable cost and we can increase the number of people we can reach, then it's going to help everybody. You're going to get something very affordable. You don't have to pay monthly fees. You don't have to be limited to what you can achieve. There's all these applications out there. Just like, for example, background removal alone, right? You go to remove.bg. This is one of the top background removal services online. You go to pricing. You can go do it right now, but you get 25 cents per image. So let's do some quick math here, right? Let's say you do 500 images, right? Just go to 500 times 0.25, right? It's going to cost you $125, right? And this is like one of the industry standards or whatever, right? This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. The problem is when you're competing with something like this, it's very difficult to sustain yourself until we figure out the model, which is if you can reach as many people as possible. Our costs with Google and Amazon and all that stuff, which is like almost $40,000 a month right now. We actually spend more with Amazon than Google right now. But anyway, so what I'm saying is if it's 15,000, you don't have to spend 15,000 first of all. The number of people we reach, our costs are almost stagnant. The problem becomes when we cannot reach enough people. That's why I work so hard to try to drive home the point. Go in and click that button and get it, because as many people as can get it, right? It's actually better for us because it's more viable for us. If only 500 people get it, the costs would just not justify, right? We'd spend almost $150,000 in the application, another 15,000, 20,000 per month just on the servers and some of the AI stuff that we do behind the scenes. So it's just not viable. Right? It's costing us like 500 grand, like $500,000, and we are not even making anything. But if we can get as many people to use this application, it becomes affordable for everybody. It helps you, helps us, helps everybody. So this is the reason why I don't like to do this false scarcity stuff where only 500 people will get access. I don't believe in that. Nor will I say, okay, spend $97 a month, or like one of these guys right here, like 25 cents per image, which is awesome, so profitable. I could do that. We can put this in our application. We can be making tens of thousands of dollars every day on autopilot, no work, right? Because we already figured out the artificial intelligence behind the scenes, so it doesn't cost us anything except for that 15 grand. But we wanted to do it so that it can help you get something affordable, not have to deal with companies like this, which just want to kind of rip you off in a way by charging you so much stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it, but there's better competition out there that's good for the marketplace, right? That means you have more options. You have more opportunities for you to compete in the marketplace. Your competition is paying 25 cents per image. You're not. That's a huge benefit that you have that other people don't, right? That's how I want you to approach things. That's how I want you to look at business. That's how I want you to look at life, right? So hope that helps. Hope you enjoy this training. I'm going to be doing some more trainings like this one exactly on how to use this application that you have, right? That we created for you, the Design Beast application, right? And it has 6 different tools, 6, right? Not 1, not 2, not 3, 6, to solve different issues in your business, provide different solutions for you, and ultimately grow your brand and your business and take it to the next level. I want to help you. I want to make sure that I can train you so that when you have this tool in your hands, right, it will actually, you'll have the training as well, which I'm doing right now, and exactly what to do, how to do it, and what not to do, and that kind of stuff, right? Pretty awesome. Now, finally, one important thing I want to show you and share with you is make sure that you sign up on that link right below, if not already, or if you want the link, you can post in the chat box and I'll have my team send that over to you, or I'll personally myself give you that link. But I just want to explain this one important thing, okay? Make sure you join this webinar. We are having some special discounts given, free copies, all this stuff. I'm going all out. I've been preparing for this webinar almost for the last 2 months now, so you know it's going to be worth your time to go there. And also on top of that, it's going to give you the first glimpse of this technology before the whole world gets it. You're going to get great pricing, great everything, right? And you can skip all the hype and hoopla and all that stuff and get it from me, and I'm going to take care of you directly, right? So that's why I want you to get it at designbeast.io/free copy. I have some cool bonuses planned. It's going to be really, really fun. Now, I know you're like, Paul, I have so many video tools. I have this, I have that. Trust me, this is going to augment all the tools you have, simply because you never in the real life scenario, get a perfect video or a perfect photo to just work with content, right? Here, you gotta make with what you have, right? The images that are sent to you, the creatives that you got, your YouTube thumbnail. So whatever you're creating, you gotta work with what you have. And this basically amplifies what you already have. Even if it's complete junk, you can turn it into gold. And that allows you to save a lot of time. You're not the kind of person who's going to have like great camera equipment who's going to go shoot real estate videos or homes or whatever if you're in the real estate industry. Or you're not the kind of person who's going to go and, for example, if you're in for maybe decking company, right? You're working with a decking company or yourself own a decking company. You don't have like all this great camera equipment, lighting equipment and all that to make things perfect. Well, here you can do that effect without you having to have all that equipment, which is extraordinarily powerful because the competition out there are doing the same thing. They're using competitive tools and really tough to use tools like Photoshop and all that, which cost a lot of money, monthly subscriptions. Here, you just press a few buttons like this one. Just select it and boom, it's done in one click, right? Isn't that awesome? So that saves you a lot of time, super easy to use, and it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run as well. So watch out for my other training videos. If not already, sign up right now on that link. And of course, I'm going to be picking one person who'll be posting comments in the chat box how you would use this tool in your business and that sort of thing. And I'm going to be announcing that winner and I'm going to be posting it and pay $50. So it's worth your time just to check something out. It takes us like a second to post. That way I also know how you'll use this tool in your business, right? Even if you're watching this as a replay, make sure you do that. You have an opportunity to win as well because I know sometimes time zones and all that, you cannot do that. So thanks again for being here. Hope you enjoy, and it's going to be coming up very soon, Design Beast. It's coming up in a few days or maybe even a couple of days, depending on when you watch this. And I look forward to seeing you there. I want you to have this tool in your hands. It's going to be super awesome. I'm super excited to give this to you. Okay, so take care, good luck, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.